Carina Press and HarlequinAudio present Lucky Break by A.M. Arthur. Performed by Greg Boudreaux. Chapter 1. Shawn Matthews glanced at the kitchen clock every few minutes while he worked, watching the long hand tick down the final 2 hours of his first season as sous chef of the Tango Saloon. A grim reaper, inching closer and closer to Shawn's doom. Okay, so maybe doom was melodramatic, but today was the saloon's last day open for over 2 months, and Shawn had nowhere to go for the upcoming holidays. 86ing the Buffalo Burger? His boss Miles Arlington said from his position at the sizzling flat top. Their server, Annabelle, had just come back to fetch 2 slices of vinegar pie, and she repeated what he'd said. "I'll hard sell the chili and Hangtown fry," Annabelle said as she left the kitchen through the swinging double doors with her pie order. Normally, 86ing a dish from the menu this early, especially a dish as popular as Miles's Buffalo Burger, would have annoyed them all on a Sunday afternoon. But they'd underordered supplies this weekend so they wouldn't have too many leftovers when the saloon shut down for winter break. As it was, Shawn was down to 1 whole vinegar pie, only a dozen biscuits, and 3 final slices of mock apple pie. "Are you sure you're okay coming in tomorrow for a few hours to clean?" Miles asked after checking the temperature of his final burger. "I don't want to interrupt your plans, but I figured it would be easier than scrubbing the place down tonight after we've both cooked all day." "Don't mind at all," Shawn replied. And he really didn't. It gave him somewhere to be for part of his day. The rest of the 10-ish weeks that the saloon would be closed? No idea. And he wasn't looking forward to living in his car all that time. "It'll be weird being up here without guests, though." "Very true." Miles shot him a thoughtful smile. "It'll be weird not seeing you every day, too. You'll have to visit one weekend or something." That was Miles's very unobtrusive way of inquiring about Shawn's plans while Bentley Ghost Town was shut down to tourists, so the actors and other folks who worked there could spend the upcoming holidays with their families. Mac Garrett, the owner of Bentley, had decided to close up starting the Monday before Thanksgiving, and then open again the final week in January. The break coincided with the closure of the nearby Dude Ranch Mac's grandfather owned, and where Miles's boyfriend, fiancé now, worked as head cowboy. Miles was excited to have lots of time with his guy. Shawn just saw a great, gaping maw of empty time waiting for him. Maybe he could drive into San Jose and pick up some temporary kitchen work to keep himself busy. God knew he'd need the money. Despite Mac offering a competitive salary, Shawn had meds to pay for, no insurance plan, and he had to send a good chunk of every paycheck home to help keep Granddad afloat. Shawn didn't have the luxury of 2 months camping with a lover, riding horses, and being lazy. Not that Miles hadn't earned the break from real life, especially after the last few months of dealing with an abusive ex. "We should definitely get together for lunch or something," Shawn hedged, uninterested in revealing to his boss that he'd been homeless for the better part of 2 years now. "It's not like we can't text or chat on the phone." "Yeah, you can come up for a movie night or something." Miles slid the burger onto its waiting bun. "Movies, popcorn, and drinks at Mac and Wes's place. We usually do it a few times a week so we can all catch up, and you're free to join us." Shawn swallowed an irritated grunt, unsettled by the timing of these offers of friendship outside the saloon. Why had Miles waited until now? Pity? Shawn could entertain himself just fine, thank you. But Miles wasn't being overbearing or trying to pressure Shawn into anything. He was being a friend. "I appreciate it." The printer spit out a new ticket, and Shawn fetched the small slip of paper. 2 Hangtown fries, hold the oysters in one, and a side of corn fritters." Miles repeated the order and hit the small bell so Annabelle knew the burger order was ready. Then he reached for the eggs he needed for the fry while Shawn got to work on the fritters. In the 8 months since the ghost town and saloon opened, their crew had created an easy, balanced work relationship, and they rarely had issues with getting food out. Okay, so maybe once Shawn accidentally made a batch of pies with salt in place of the sugar, but those mistakes were rare. And funny, with the distance of time. In the moment, Shawn had been terrified he'd be fired on the spot, and he needed this job. He loved this job. He even loved the tiny bit of acting he got to do during the noon holdup in the saloon, where he had to pretend to be scared of the thieves. The cast and
Sample complete. Ready to continue?